Yo, what up YouTube gang? I'm Jay Pats, and this week I'm excited about this video because we're gonna be breaking down this dope boom bap beat that I made using my own sample and then resampling it. So it's just like super source. I've been doing it a lot with my melodies and then flipping them into beats. I'm gonna show you how I did that, but first let me show you a preview of the beat we're gonna be breaking down, and let's just jump right into it. So you could hear just super dope, high energy boom bap beat. First, what I did was made a whole melody, turned it into like a sample, and then resampled it in Serato, and then flipped it into a beat. So I'm gonna show you how I made the original melody, and then I'll show you how I made the beat. So first, I just started off with this simple piano from Contact. Yeah, so just like a dark vibe, and yeah, we just put Cymatics Origin on it to give it more of a vinyl feel. If you don't have that, cop it now, it's free, and this is not a sponsored video. So next I added on these strings from Contact is a violin. Yeah, so just a simple violin, and then I threw halftime on it to give it like a weird effect. So next I did these mallets. Next I had this organ from Farfisa. And all I did to that was just add a delay onto it. And then lastly, I had this organ from Pigments. So you can hear just everything mad simple, but what I've learned from turning my melodies into actual samples to reflip for myself is that it's all about adding textures to the sounds, because when you reflip those and like repitch them or retime them, all of those textures are going to be carried into there. So that's what I like about doing this and turning it into audio before flipping it, because it prints that texture into the sound. So therefore when you flip in the melody, you flip in that whole texture, and that's what gives it like a sample type of sound, if that makes sense. So all I do in that case is just create a group. So you literally just click everything and then click group tracks, and then I open up a new audio track. You could just do Command T for a shortcut if you're on a Mac, and then just go to external in and change it to the group. So you could see this group for the melody is called one group. So I just do that, and then I hit record, do in, and then I turn off the track just so that it doesn't make any sound. This is literally gonna record the tracking, so just hit record. I'm not gonna record the whole thing because I already have it recorded in here from the sample that I flipped. So this is how the sample sounds before I flipped it in Serato. And then I just did like a basic arrangement with my melody, taking stuff out at certain points, just so I have different sections to flip. What you could also do if you really want to get super in depth, but I like keeping this as simple as possible, is copy over each stem and have them separately out there. So personally, I think you should be doing this if you send in your melodies out to producers and that. But for me, I could always just go back into the melody if there's a part that I want and just re-record it. But yeah, I would do this when you send in your melodies, just stem everything out so that if the producer wants something separate, they have it. But anyway, let's not get too off track. Now we have the audio bounced out. So all I did was I took that, I put it into Serato, and then I pitched it down 5 semitones. I played it the same way the sample is laid out, but I didn't let it fully play through. So you'll see what I mean if I just play that part for you. It's only playing half of each chop. So it is kind of playing what I originally had in the sample, but it's not playing the whole thing. That's where it added some cool variation, and it's something I wouldn't have done unless I chopped it up and tried to flip it, you know? That was cool, and it gave it like a dark, kind of energetic, bouncy boom bap vibe. You could also probably turn this into a trap beat if you wanted to. Next, I duplicated that over and then just moved this up an octave. So after moving it up that octave, I just layered it with the main melody. And then you could hear for parts of the beat, I just take the high one out, and that helps have the beat feel like it's opening up or giving space to the artist. Okay, so after that I had one more flip of this, and basically I just reversed the chops and pitched it up. So it's literally just finessing the sample in different ways to make it feel different. For me, I have so much fun doing that, and I feel like that's what helps give me my sound, because I get creative with, like, if I just have a 4-bar loop, I try to flip that in as many ways as possible and just see what I come up with. So next, there's another texture in the melody. I added these vocals from Exhale. And I just thought that added a cool energy to the beat, like it just sounded fire. So I could show you with the melody. It just makes you want to put your hands up and start bouncing, you know, because it's giving you those chords on the beat. I really felt there was kind of like a dark, energetic feel in this beat, so felt like it needed some sirens in there, so I did that. And then I also had these effects in the verse part. I thought that was just cool, so yeah, and then we just had this riser. And then for drums, you know, I just needed some hard hitting kicks and snares and all of that, so here's the kick I did. And you could see I did the velocity on the pre-kicks to give it a little more bounce. This is the snare that I did. Literally just that like punch you in the face type of snare, because I wanted this beat to really just be in your face. That's why I chose that one. So the kick and the snare together sound like this. And then I just knew after that, I already felt the rhythm of the hats. It was just all about finding the right hat sounds to use and giving them the right swings. I did these hats. And you could see they're not fully on, they're a little behind the beat. That just gives it a little swing and reality, because if you think of this like a drummer, no drummer's playing their stuff perfectly. Of course, you could adjust your rhythm to be more straight and on beat, but still never gonna be perfectly on with a human playing it, you know? So that's my thought process between like swing and bounce for my percussion and hats. And then I had this other layer of live hi-hats. Again, behind the beat. And then this perk loop. And then just a wood block because I thought it sounded right in the beat. One thing to note is for your percussion sounds that might be kind of tonal, I like trying to tune them if I can. For this example, I just put a tuner on the track and it showed me that it was playing a different key, so you could see I just pitched it up to match what key I was in. So that was it for the drums, and this is the drums all together. Simple but hard hitting. It just punches you in the face with that snare, you know? Next, I just did a bass line, and that was literally it. For me, I like to not do too much with my basses, but give them like a unique bounce instead of just everything being on the one. You can do that too, it'll definitely work, but like this one just felt like it could use a dope bounce. So if you've been watching my videos, you know I use the Scarby Rickenbacker from Contact all the time. So the drums and the bass sound like this together. That's literally the whole beat, so I'll show you all the sounds together. And then I think the only thing left is just to show you guys the arrangement. Again, pretty standard boom bap arrangement. Started with the intro. I didn't have the lower melody part, I only had the high part. And then we just jump right into the hook. 4-bar intro, 8-bar hook, 16-bar verse. Slight melody change up halfway through the verse. Then we went back into the hook. And then again, 16-bar verse, took out the drums here. And then again, the melody change up on the second half of the verse. And just back into the hook. And just an outro. So again, you could see what I preach, just everything mad simple, but choosing the right sounds. It's actually dope to go back to the original sample and just see how different it sounds. So here's what it sounded like. So again, let's just show that part. So yeah, that's why I've been loving turning my melodies into audio and then resampling them and flipping them in Serato, because it just gives you like a totally different vibe and a whole new beat. So that's pretty much how you make a dope hard hitting boom bap beat from scratch using your own sample and then re-flipping it. If there was any helpful content in there, please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell, because it really helps out the channel. And also, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below and I'll do my best to get them answered. Thanks for tapping in. I'm Jay Pats. Peace.